Good Friday morning to you, everybody, and welcome to Take Two for this May 11th, 2018. First things first, a very happy birthday to my good special friend, Kim, in Texas. We've been through much together, and I know that this is a somewhat of a challenging time in your life, so I just want to say many birthday blessings and may this be your best year ever. Well, I want to talk to you today a little bit about little words with big meaning. Now, I was talking to my sister Fran yesterday, and she and I talk about a number of things. She and I are the only ones in the family, the only children in the family, so we have one another, and so we share quite a bit, and we're fairly close, I would say, only 2 years apart, and so there's a lot of camaraderie and unity in our family, and especially with grandchildren, with her grandson and granddaughter, and now getting ready to have more babies. But that's another story for another time. Just to say that it is a good close relationship I have with my sister. And we were talking yesterday on the phone about different ideas for Take Two, and she said, I don't know how you come up with 5 different ideas every week. And I said, well, it's interesting because sometimes it's just at the last second I get an inspiration and I have something to say. And so she wrote to me and said, I had asked her if she would have any ideas to share them my way. And she did come up with something, and I'd like to share it with you, okay? Because I think that it is extremely significant. I was going to try to paraphrase, but I think it would be better to do it in her own words. So excuse my head turned sideways. I have it up on my screen here. She said, I was thinking about the children that I've worked with who have special needs. Now, my sister's been working with a number of special needs children over the years, particularly children who have issues with autism, and she does a marvelous job of teaching and shaping the lives of these kids. And she said, one phrase you hear often is that little things are big. A moment that stands out for me was with an autistic child who had several verbal delays. Now, this precious little boy communicated through expression and actions, but very few words. They were very few words ever spoken, that is. After about 2 years of working with this child, now talk about patience, not patience of Job here. After about 2 years of working with this child, I was saying goodbye, which he usually reciprocated. However, this time, he looked straight at me and said, guess what? I love you. She had me boo-hooing when I was reading this yesterday. Those 5 words, Fran says, meant more to me than he will ever know. It brought me reward and joy. But also it made me feel hopeful for him and his family. And she went on to say, now, Jeannie, that reminds me of when you talk about being a blessing to someone. As you know, I always say that at the end of each segment. To be a blessing to someone, it can take so little time or effort to be that blessing, but the impact can be very big, and it can have a very lasting impression. Wow, isn't that remarkable? 5 little words. We talk so much. We text so much. We email so much. This whole world is just, we're striving to have better communication. So we have all these different devices to help us communicate. But for that little boy, after 2 years of diligence, now my sister, I have to say this, she never toots her own horn. She never boasts or brags about anything, well, except maybe her grandson. But other than that, I mean, she doesn't go and tell everybody all how wonderful she is and the things that she's done. But we see it, Fran. We see that hard work that you pour into the lives of these special, special kids. And that little boy, he couldn't have said it better than anybody else. And I can't say it better than him. So I'll just say, Fran, guess what? I love you. That was hardly difficult for me to say because I think it in my heart all the time. And I do love my sister. But it was a big effort for that little boy. And that was a blessing to my sister. So, okay, you have all weekend long to think of some little words to utter to people that will have a big impact. And remember, little ugly words have a big impact too. So if you're going to utter words, little words, make sure they're good ones. Make sure they're positive ones. Make sure they exude love. And you can bring joy so that it will make a lasting impression in somebody. Okay? All right. Well, that's it for now. Have a great weekend. Remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel, JeanneSigler. Please become a subscriber. And also go to my my web page for Ram Radio, Ram FM, which is WRMZ.org. Make sure you click that listen button. Make sure you keep in touch and go be a blessing to somebody today, because you might end up being like that little boy that day. He may have been the only one who was a blessing to my sister that day, and it had a lasting impression. So go make a lasting impression on somebody, okay? I love you. See you Monday. Bye-bye. Love you.